This morning, new developments in the student visa controversy, the latest ruling, and what it means for students.
Plus, new warnings to the Trump administration in wake of their unlawful deportation of a Maryland man. What a federal judge is saying.
And the Terrace chairs return today. The plushie that's new this year.
Good morning, everyone, and happy Wednesday. Welcome to News 3 Now This Morning. I'm Kyrie Lee.
And I'm Chris Stanford. It's like one of those unofficial holidays in Madison when the Terrace chairs come back out. It's like there's a few of these along the way. It's like, well, like this is the day that spring. The farmers market's back. It's spring, you know. But this is a special day.
Yes, it is a special day, and I guess we'll get to see what all it entails when we go out to Josh in a little bit. But you know, right now, this morning, if you're headed out the door, not so springy.
No.
Not so springy. Not
Nice
just yet.
chilly,
Yeah.
Savannah.
Yeah, it's definitely downright chilly this morning. The difference is we don't have pretty gusty winds, so it doesn't feel terrible outside, but definitely probably want a jacket or a heavier coat before heading out. You're not necessarily going to need that, though, by later in the day. Now falling to 27 in Madison, surrounding areas across Dane County, everyone here, mid to upper 20s is what we're sitting at. There are a couple of cooler spots and also some places that are still holding on to freezing level. Black River Falls only at 18 this morning. That's one of the cool spots, but we do have some areas that we're holding on to 32. Mineral Point is one of the only areas, and then up near Sheboygan and Manitowoc, a little bit warmer there. 57 will be our high later today. We'll see sun early. We're waking up to clear skies. That'll change also as we head for lunchtime, and then once we get to the evening, that's when winds increase and will be completely clouded over. We'll talk about the storm chances and alert days that are in the forecast coming up, guys.
All right, we'll talk to you then. New this morning, the State Journal reporting a federal judge in Madison has barred the Trump administration from deporting an international student from UW-Madison. U.S. District Judge William Conley ruled the student from India could not have his visa terminated. The judge also says the Trump administration could not take legal action against him as a result. The student had his visa terminated April 4th, weeks before graduation. Now, the judge says the Trump administration had robbed the student of any due process. In the court order, the judge wrote that the visa seems to have been canceled over a misdemeanor from 2024. Madison DA never brought charges against the student. He believed it would not affect his visa. The student is one of 26 international students and alumni at UW-Madison whose visas have been abruptly canceled. Across the UW system, there's 40 total.
More news on deportations. The Trump administration is facing new warnings from a federal judge this morning. She's ordering new depositions from several Trump officials. This comes as the administration continues to refuse to bring home a man it mistakenly deported to a prison in El Salvador. The Trump administration argues that the deportation of Kilmar Abrigo Garcia was justified. The man has never been charged with a crime, though. The judge says every day he's in prison is another day of irreparable harm. Meanwhile, Maryland Senator Chris Van Hollen says he'll head to El Salvador today in an attempt to meet with the country's president about the deportation.
Milwaukee County officials are working to respond after 2 immigration arrests happened inside the county courthouse. The arrests contribute to what the Milwaukee Judiciary Committee calls unprecedented concerns about U.S. immigration, customs, and enforcement. The committee voted to move forward with the resolution to address the issue on Tuesday. 4 county supervisors voted for the resolution. 1 supervisor abstained. The resolution will now go to the full county board vote on April 24th. In local news, the city of Madison hosting a ribbon-cutting ceremony today to celebrate a new multi-use path, the Autumn Ridge Path. It creates a connection between Milwaukee Street and Commercial Avenue. It includes a new bridge over Highway 30. The path will improve safety and accessibility for people wanting to cross between the 2 neighborhoods separated by the highway. Long-term plans include extending the path network further northeast. Everyone's invited to attend the ribbon cutting this morning. It begins at 9 o'clock at 4346 Commercial Avenue.
In other news, a new bill could make gun safes exempt from Wisconsin sales taxes. This latest bill, introduced this year in the wake of the Abundant Life school shooting. It aims to promote safe storage of firearms, but local gun stores are wondering how much those tax exemptions will make a difference. The sales tax in most places in Wisconsin is 5.5%. That means buyers would save $126 on a $2,300 safe. The bill has bipartisan support. and it's similar to a bill introduced by Democrats last year.
Some Wisconsin Republicans are proposing a bigger budget for security at the NFL draft in Green Bay. Representatives David Steffen and Brent Franklin are proposing a budget bill that would give $1.25 million to draft day security. The money would go to Green Bay area first responders.
These communities, county, are already incurring these expenses and have for, as mentioned, over a year. And what will be provided is an opportunity for them to submit their expenses for reimbursement. There are specific timeframes involved after the budget is approved that they will have to submit those expenses for reimbursement, and the state will have 60 days to turn around and give them a check.
Governor Evers put $1 million for the city of Green Bay to deal with draft security in his state budget proposal.
The Janesville Police Department is warning residents of a familiar scam happening in the area.
So our consumer reporter, Michelle Renee Quinn, is here to tell us what we need to know about this scam. It's one we've heard before, right, Michelle Renee?
That's right. The scam is another police impersonation. We've seen this recently in Dane County, and it's exactly the same in Janesville. Officers say scammers are disguising calls to look like they're coming from an official number. Victims report being told they have a warrant out for their arrest, and they are pressured to immediately make a payment in cryptocurrency, gift cards, or cash. Residents who receive a call should hang up immediately and report the call to Rock County Communications Center. Janesville police say they'll never call, text, or email you to demand a payment for a warrant or unpaid ticket.
Michelle Renee, thank you so much. Always need to know about those scams because they pop up so often.
They do.
Well, to a construction update in Grant County, the northbound off-ramp from US 151 at Keeler, exit 5, will close temporarily on the 21st. This is expected to reopen by Thursday the 24th. You can find detour information on our website at channel3000.com. Now let's take a live look at Highway 30 at East Washington. On the top right of your screen, you can see westbound exit onto Fair Oaks Avenue. Starting Monday, crews will close that ramp for utility work in the intersection with plans to reopen it in 2 weeks. Fair Oaks Avenue will stay open during the project. And this week is your chance to help donate baby and toddler essentials that will help hundreds of families across our area. News 3 Now is once again partnering with Madison nonprofit Babies and Beyond for our community baby shower. The nonprofit provides free materials and supplies to pregnant women and families with children up to the age of 4. Executive Director Brenda Collins says they serve 1,300 babies a month. To help the growing need, Babies and Beyond is looking for gently used clothing, strollers, high chairs, swings, and most importantly, larger sized diapers and wipes.
Well, those iconic terrace chairs return to the Memorial Union this morning. It's how Madison signifies that summer is just around the corner. A little something extra to look out for this year. Take a look. Ray Lakin, that's what this little plushie is called. He's the second edition in the Union's line of chairling plushies. The Ball of Sunshine is the invention of UW-Madison senior Emily Swanson. She's been a graphic design intern for the Union since her freshman year. And she is an example of the Union's mission to support students.
We're incorporating student voice and student creativity in everything that we do.
I get to see my work out in the world, and I think that's just like a feeling you can never really replicate.
The plushies proceeds go towards supporting student leadership at the Memorial Union. Josh is going to be live at the Terrace after the break to celebrate the chair's return and to talk about what's new this year.
Yes, looking forward to it. But let's check in with Savannah first. What's coming up?
Tracking alert day conditions in place Thursday night. The more specific time frame will be Friday afternoon and evening for the greatest severe threats. We'll have those details. Time out the storms coming up.
And it's about playoff time for the Bucks. Will Damian Lillard come back in time? Find out in your morning sports.
And it's the return of the terrace chairs. No, not just the little ones, but the big ones here at the Union. We're live with more of the excitement and when you can expect those chairs return in the 608.
You're watching News 3 Now this morning. Moving forward.
Hey, we're back 6:12 on your Wednesday. I've been thinking we should really get holiday pay for coming in on a day like today.
Oh, I know why.
It's Terrace Chair Day.
That's right.
I mean, they're making us work on Terrace Chair Day?
I mean,
Come on.
unbelievable, right?
Right.
Like they're not going to be out there till
Some holiday pay or something for coming in on a day like this. Good grief.
That's a big one for us.
A kid. All right, Josh Sprider is live at the Union Terrace this morning. And look at this. He's all bundled up. Chilly on the terrace.
He got his winter hat, gear, and all that on. Josh, you look like you're ready to sit out there.
Yeah, you guys, it's a chilly start out here, but I got to tell you what, the sunrise is going to be spectacular. It's going to be nice later on. We're that time of the year where you got to have the hats, the mittens in the morning, and then we kind of ditch the coat later on today. And I agree, Chris. Little do you guys know, I'm not coming back to work after this today. I'm staying here for the entire day because we've got Shauna Brenneman out here having fun with us this morning. Shauna, good morning to you.
Good morning.
This is like a holiday in these parts because everyone looks forward to it.
You're exactly right. The return of the terrace chairs is the return of summer in Madison, no matter the temperature.
So what can folks expect as far as timeline today when the chairs will start arriving here at the terrace?
You'll start seeing the terrace chairs out here by 8 a.m. and we'll bring them back throughout the day. And then we're kicking off a summer of fun, including a terrace chair return party on Friday.
Oh my gosh. Okay, let's talk about that party because this is going to be the kickoff event for you guys for the summer.
You got it. From 3 to 6 p.m. we're having a ton of fun. Bucky's going to be there, the UW Marching Band. We're going to be giving away free samples of our beverages, the Sunburst Sparkler. You have to go.
You know, if people have never been down here to the terrace, what is the whole meaning behind this area of campus?
Absolutely. So this is a gathering place, and unlike a lot of college campuses, this is a place where tourists come. This is a place where visitors from all over the world come. We welcome 1.5 million people to the terrace every year for a season of free music, free movies, low-cost outdoor recreation, and low-cost and free art. There's always something going on here, and everyone is welcome.
And you guys try to make this a destination for people all the time.
Exactly. The terrace chairs are really special to people. This place is special to people, and we work really hard to create special events and spaces to earn that place in people's hearts and lives.
And you guys are always trying to come up with new things. I know we've talked about the plushies already, of course, like the little mini chairs, but we got to talk about what we have on the table here because this was something brand new that I didn't even know existed here.
You're exactly right. So we have house-made Sunburst Sparklers. They're made in collaboration with Carbon 4, a Madison-based company. We are debuting 2 new flavors, Kiwi Berry Bang and the Raspberry Ginger Rush. And we have a lot of other flavors for folks to enjoy. You can get them here at Badger Market as well as other locations throughout Madison.
And I think that's what's so cool is every time I come to the terrace, I find out something new. I've lived here for 7 years, so there's always something new you guys have going on, and you guys are always so adapting with the times too.
Exactly. We're always trying to debut something fun and new for you, whether it's an event or a product. You can always find new and fun things here.
And as far as food and drink, supporting local has never been more easy either.
Exactly. I mean, it doesn't get more local than our Sunburst Sparklers and all of our wonderful food options here.
So people are interested, they want to know the schedule of what's happening here throughout the summer. How can they do so?
They can visit terracesummer.com for everything terrace season.
All right. We got a cheers to terrace season. Let's see if my hands are warm enough to be able to crack this open. Here we go. Cheers to you, Shauna.
Friend.
Happy summer. We've made it, guys. Back to you.
There you go. Might need like a hot toddy or something on a day like today.
Good.
Something warm.
That's good.
Yeah, maybe not a cold one.
Right. Hey, good stuff. Josh, we'll talk to you here in a little bit.
He is.
Yeah.
Bye, guys.
It actually tastes good.
Well, things cold now, but seem to be maybe warming up later.
Yeah, it'll warm up later in the day. It's a cold start right now. We've actually dropped to 27 now in Madison. We are waking up to some sunshine. This is a sky camera over Platteville. Beautiful colors out there. Winds are calm. That all changes later in the day. So yes, it'll be warmer than yesterday, but clouds will increase and so will winds by the afternoon. Temperatures already expected to be in the mid 40s around lunchtime. We'll top out in the lower to mid 50s. A couple places will top out in the upper 50s today. Even warmer air for Thursday and Friday. That's when we're tracking some storms though. 27 in Verona, 26 in Middleton, 27 in Madison. That's not the coolest of the air. Black River Falls is actually sitting all the way down to 18, but we have a couple spaces that are closer to freezing level. No one's at that except Milwaukee, Sheboygan, and Manitowoc. Those temps there are in the mid to upper 30s. And then we're going with alert day conditions starting late Thursday night and lasting through Friday afternoon into the early evening. This is the part 1 of the storms that are going to affect some of south central Wisconsin. Southern Wisconsin, mainly Madison and westward for Thursday, when isolated large hails possible Thursday night into early Friday morning. Then you get that second second round. This will be associated ahead of the cold front. With that, when large hail and strong winds are possible, that's through late Thursday or late Friday afternoon into the early evening. We'll time this out. I think we'll be dry up until then. Friday evening or Thursday evening into Friday is when we could start to see the initial round of showers, spotty ones. This is 5:30 Thursday. Around dinner time, the widespread activity northwest of Madison that moves into central and southern Wisconsin. Then Thursday night into Friday, that's when we could be talking about minimal parts of the area that could see hail. Think we dry up, and then that secondary round Friday morning, this could bring us some isolated hail early Friday. That would make its way probably here by mid-morning, early mid-morning, and then out of here by late morning. If we're able to see the sky conditions clear, that third round technically would be later in the day Friday. This is the outlook. Madison and then all the way west to Prairie du Chien, that's a marginal low risk. The higher threat of severe weather, or greater threat, is where that yellow color is. Once we get to Friday, this is hitting on the afternoon and early evening hours. Janesville, Watertown, all the way south of Sheboygan and along the lake, that's where the best chance is going to be. If the cold front speeds up, I think that's going to be out of the area. If it slows down, I think they'll increase that and push it further west. So something that we're keeping a close eye on. That's when alert day conditions will be in place, and it will affect your Good Friday. Or dry Saturday, more showers for Easter afternoon and evening.
Last Thursday, Kevin Haywood left spring practice early with an apparent knee injury, and Tuesday, Luke Fickell confirmed what the Badgers were dreading. His starting left tackle tore his ACL. Hayward is scheduled to have surgery and will more than likely miss the entire season. So with a starting spot open on the offensive line, it's a next man up mentality in Madison.
One that's going to be really difficult and tough, but you know, it's also a part of the game. We've been fortunate up front in the last two seasons to, have those guys prepared and be able to last through the season. And now we got to have to figure out how we're going to manage some of that and move some guys around and expect some other guys to step up.
The Bucs begin the playoffs on Saturday in Indianapolis, and as expected, they'll be without Damian Lillard. ESPN is reporting that he'll miss the start of the postseason. Lillard has been sidelined since March 18th. And when asked if there was any possibility he'll play in the first round, head coach Doc Rivers said, quote, "We're hopeful." Better news, Wisconsin women's basketball has added a big-time forward from the transfer portal. Gift Uchenna is coming to Madison after averaging a double-double last year at Southern Illinois. She was the nation's second leading rebounder and ranked 25th in the country in blocks. Game 2 between the Brewers and Tigers. Remember, Game 1 was one to forget. Well, this would help that. Second inning, Rhys Hoskins brought his big bat up to the batter's box. His first homer of the year goes 440 feet to center. That puts the Crew on the board. Brewers go on to win 5-0 the final. On the ice, the Madcaps looking to win their series against the Gamblers and advance in the Clark Cup playoffs. First period already up 1-0. Igor Barbanov dangles and then goes top shelf where Mama keeps those cookies to make it a 2-goal game. And they weren't done lighting the lamp in this one. Mason Moe puts the biscuit in the basket, and the Capitals sweep the Gamblers to move on to the conference semis with a 5-3 win. And that's it for Morning Sports. Have a great day.
You too, Zach. Still ahead, the origins of an Easter staple. We'll show you where those peeps come from.
We're back. Back, everyone. We're here with a photo from Gwen.
Yes, we are.
And she is sending us that big red tractor. Gotta love it for this time of the year.
All those bare trees.
Yeah.
Bare bones.
But not for long.
Hopefully not.
But Gwen, thank you as always for sending in these photos.
Love an old tractor.
Old
Really
tractor,
do.
old barn, old silo, the silo. That's what you love the most.
Through and through. Some cows? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Not
What's
the
wrong with
cows.
the cows?
Yeah. Don't get me started.
Okay.
Hey,
We
we'll
don't
leave
have
cows
the time.
alone.
We don't
Leave
have the
cows
time.
alone. All right.
Hey, Easter's coming up this weekend, right? So let's talk about Peeps. A little background on the little candies first. They're made right here in the USA. A family-owned candy company in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania makes them. called Just Born. They've been doing it since 1953. Back then, it took 27 hours to make one peep. Now it takes just 6 minutes. The factory cranks out more than 5 million peeps a day.
Takes 6 minutes to make one and 6 seconds to eat it.
Right. I know, I was thinking the same thing.
If that.
Well, they went so quick
that.
when I was a kid. And I always had those in my Easter baskets growing up.
Yes,
and
that was
one of the first things I went to.
Yes.
It's not a basket without your peeps.
It isn't. Hey, you'd love to see this community coming together in Michigan to help a bookstore move locations. They were moving just about a block around the corner, and look at about 200 people here showing up to move 9,000 books. Just a couple hundred feet. It was pretty efficient. They did it in under 2 hours.
That's crazy.
Nice.
Very timely. Good job. That's fast.
Anything for the books.
Always.
Track some storms next. This morning, the search for a missing boater continues. How river conditions are affecting the future of the search.
Plus, making your money work for you. Tips on what to do with your tax return this year.
Well, good morning, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to News 3 Now this morning. I'm Chris Stanford.
And I'm Kyrie Lee. Thanks for waking up with us this morning. Apparently, we wore the wrong attire to work today. Today is National Wear Your Pajamas to Work Day.
Oh, is it?
Yes. So
news to me.
we wore the wrong thing.
Yeah.
I mean, that would have been nice.
No one wants to see me hanging out in my pajamas, that's for sure.
I guess depending on what your pajamas are. Yes, maybe not.
Yeah, proceed at your own risk if you want to go into work with your pajamas today. Would it be awkward showing up and you're the only person wearing pajamas in the office?
I think so. I think it needs to be something that's a coordinated effort. That is for certain.
Right.
That doesn't necessarily work for us here,
No.
but that's okay. That's okay.
Hey, it's Terrace Day in Madison. The chairs are coming back out. Savannah Brito's tracking your forecast. We'll check in with Josh in a little bit, but we'll start things off with Savannah, who's out on the patio. Chilly start for a Terrace Chair Day.
Yeah, definitely is. We could be worse, but we could also be a lot better. We woke up to the 50s just 2 mornings ago, but now we're waking up to the 20s. And look at Black River Falls. 18 only there this morning. We do have Monroe that's holding on to freezing level, but we're down to 27 right now in Madison. The good news is we are going to see temperatures warm past what they did yesterday. Probably still want to keep a jacket or at least a sweatshirt handy through the afternoon, mid to upper 50s, but later today is when we're going to see clouds increase. And then we're tracking alert day conditions starting Thursday night, and that'll last through Friday afternoon into the early evening for a couple rounds of showers and potentially strong to severe storms. We'll have those details coming up.
All right, we'll talk to you then. This morning, the search for the missing boater on the Wisconsin River will continue.
20-year-old Francesco DiFilippo went missing nearly 2 weeks ago when the boat he and 2 others were on capsized. Only one boater made it safely back to shore. Wisconsin Dells police say the search is now shifting south of the river near the Indian Trails boat launch. Police say the river is slowly dropping and conditions are improving. However, they say warmer water temperatures are needed to increase the chances of a successful recovery. Police say they do not recommend anyone to go out on the water in a kayak or canoe in its current conditions. If you do go out on the water, police say to wear a life jacket and be cautious of rapidly changing conditions.
Police say volunteers have been helping with the search. The department expects more volunteers to join, but advise them to be careful. In a statement on Facebook, the department says, in part, we'll never turn away volunteer assistance, particularly those with skills and experience in these complicated recoveries.
The board of local nonprofit Urban Triage is defending their founder, Brandy Grayson. This follows an investigative report on channel3000.com. The report lays out how the county's Department of Human Services approved funding for Urban Triage. The contracts were amended around the same time they were approved to include more than 6 times the original amount agreed on. The increase in spending did not go to a full county board vote. Dane County Supervisor Jeff Wiegand says he believes there is fraud and abuse.
If we do an audit of Urban Triage, a deep forensic audit, then we can really truly find out if this organization is operating and complying with all state, federal, and county requirements.
These granting organizations, including Dane County Department of Human Services, have not expressed any concerns about service delivery or financial management. There is a group of individuals who have waged a multi-year harassment campaign against Brandy Grayson.
And board member Dana Pelabon says she believes Wiegand and others providing statements are spreading misinformation.
The condition of a 19-year-old shot in the face in Stoughton is now stable. Investigators say someone shot the teen Monday while he was sitting in a car. The car's driver left the scene, stopping on East Main Street. Authorities have not released a description of the shooter.
One of the people charged with killing a man and burning his body in Juneau County last year has been found guilty. Donald Dalberg of Grand Marsh is charged with 15 felonies, including first-degree intentional homicide for the death of Floyd Burdick. Officials found Burdick's body with severe burns in January of last year near the Oak Ridge Trail parking area. Dalberg's sentencing is set for May 23rd. The other person charged in this crime, Crystal Toomer, has pleaded not guilty and is set to return to court next month.
The man's facing charges after a police chase in Dane County. Deputies responded to Hillside Road in Albion for a driver acting erratically. Officers say that he tried to hit a couple of people with his car. One of them shot in the air. The man drove off, starting the chase. Troopers chased the man's car. Deputies put out spike strips. The suspect ended up hitting one and then stopped just north of Highway 1218 in Cottage Grove. No one is seriously hurt.
In national news this morning, the CDC is struggling to find staff to help with the Texas measles outbreak. State leaders in Texas are pulling resources from across its health department to respond. More than 560 cases of the measles have been reported in Texas so far this year. They make up most of the 700 reported across the country. A senior CDC scientist says the outbreak is likely bigger than currently known. Health officials worry the U.S. could be on track to officially lose its status of having eliminated community spread of the virus.
President Donald Trump threatening to pull Harvard's tax-exempt status. It comes after freezing more than $2 billion in federal grants. The administration says the school refused to accept its demands. Those demands include sharing hiring and admissions data and allowing a third party to audit programs that they claim fuel anti-Semitic harassment. Harvard's president rejecting demands, saying the university will not surrender its independence.
So far this year, the IRS says it's sent out nearly 68 million refunds. The average refund amount is just over $3,000.
If it's still in your account, maybe burning a hole in your pocket, our consumer reporter Michelle Renee Quinn is here with some tips on how to make that money work for you. Good morning, Michelle Renee.
Chris, Kyrian, good morning. When extra money comes your way, you might want to treat yourself, but managing your income tax return to work for you can be a treat too. One way to manage is to pay off any debt. The CEO and founder of HerMoney.com says putting return funds towards that high interest credit card debt returns it to your pocket equal to the interest rate debt. If you want to save your tax return, she says skip the regular savings account and look at other options.
Interest rate is 7 times that you'll get in a plain vanilla account.
Include high-yield savings accounts and certificate of deposit accounts, also known as CDs. Online banks offer high-yielding savings accounts, which have high interest rates and is typically no minimum deposit. CD savings accounts offer a fixed interest rate for a specific period of time, and there's usually a minimum deposit, but there may be a penalty for withdrawing the money. The last way you can make your tax return work for you is to invest in the market. You can diversify the types of stocks you invest in and try not to panic when the market goes down.
Michelle Renee, thanks for all the good tips about the different ways you can use that tax return money. All right. Well, tomorrow UW-Madison will break ground on a new engineering building on campus. The university struggled to secure funding for the new building at first. The Philip A. Levi Engineering Center will help the College of Engineering accommodate larger student enrollments. The center will cost a total of $420 million to build.
Happening today, hundreds of child care advocates will march downtown. It'll start at 11:50 at the Concourse Hotel and Governor's Club. There will be several speakers, including state and national child care leaders, current and former early childhood providers, and parents. Legislative visits with state elected officials will start at 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
This week is your chance to help donate baby and toddler essentials that will help hundreds of families across the area. News 3 Now is once again partnering with Madison nonprofit Babies and Beyond for our community baby shower. The nonprofit provides free materials and supplies to pregnant women and families with children up to the age of 4. Executive Director Brenda Collins says they serve 1,300 babies a month. To help the growing need, Babies and Beyond is looking for gently used clothing, strollers, high chairs, swings, and most importantly, larger sized diapers and wipes. You can donate at the center located at 1922 South Stoughton Road in Madison from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. today until Friday.
There you go. We need those donations. Get them in before the end of the week.
Yes, let them pour on in. They are closed on Saturday, so yes, just you have today, Thursday, and Friday.
Good stuff. All right, Savannah, what's coming up?
Well, we're waking up to sunshine right now, but clouds going to increase and so will our winds yet again. And we have alert days in the forecast. We'll time that out coming up.
And that sunshine feels pretty good as the terrace chairs make their return to the Union Terrace later today. We're going to talk about more about the excitement and when you can expect the chairs here coming up in the 608.
We're the Schlingen family from the Dreamy 280 farm in Blue Mounds. Savannah,
Plan our day. We need more videos like that. If you're in Blue Mounds, gonna start the day cold, and that's for everyone across southern Wisconsin. At least we've got that sun shining though. Winds are calm, at least for the time being. Temperature right now about 27 degrees. Some spots a little bit warmer than that, but Madison's around 27 as well. And everyone will see the mid 50s. Couple spots could top out in the upper 50s, given that we hold the right amount of sunshine though. Winds right now are not an issue. They're gusting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour, a lot better than this time yesterday. That drove us to have really cold wind chills in place. They will start to get back out of a southeasterly pattern and then pretty strong southerly pattern once we're heading into tonight and early Friday morning. This is 1:30, so starting to see those gusts rise across most of the area, 15 to 25 miles per hour. But then you can see really how fast those arrows are moving, and we get close to 35 to even upwards of 40 miles per hour by Thursday afternoon into the evening. That'll last through Friday. I don't think we're really going to see a break. A couple of different systems will wrap in pretty breezy of conditions during that time frame and heading into Easter weekend and Easter specifically as well. It's also when we're going to be active, so we're dry until then. A few spotty showers come into play once we're heading into Thursday evening at the earliest. Thursday night, that'll increase in coverage. This is the first round of storms. Some of these could produce some heavy rain, gusty winds, and also some large hail. I think we're really going to have to worry about Friday as a whole, where two different portions of the day could bring us some isolated strong to severe thunderstorms. This is 6:30 in the morning. I think a line's going to develop. That'll move in out from Minnesota and Iowa into southern and central Wisconsin, and that will have to worry about some damaging winds and some pretty large hail. The second round, given that we're able to see some sunshine and temperatures warm up after the first round, Friday morning would be Friday in the afternoon and then evening. Let's time out what the Storm Prediction Center has. So most of the area green color for Thursday. That'd be the overnight hours into early Friday. The best chance though out in Iowa and Minnesota. You saw that on Future Track, that little red cell. The line that will kind of diminish, I think, as it comes into southern Wisconsin, but if they're able to hold, damaging winds and also hail. Southeastward, though, Janesville, Watertown, and all these areas included in yellow along the lake, that's for Friday afternoon into the evening. If the cold front does speed up, that would exit the area and diminish our chances. If it slows down, they could bring that back, including the city of Madison as well. So that will be on Good Friday, 2 potential rounds Friday. That first round, though, Thursday night into early Friday, and then by mid-morning could see that second round early to mid-morning, and then another round Friday afternoon and evening. So that time frame, very busy. Everyone download the First Warn weather app, keep that handy. You can see all watches and warnings, follow the radar and everything, and then more showers for Easter Sunday as well. So we're getting into a pretty active pattern here.
So, I mean, it's springtime. What did they say?
Exactly.
Spring
we
showers?
live in the Midwest.
You know, April showers.
Spring,
That's what it says.
May
April
flowers.
Spring,
Yeah.
May flowers. I was going to say
flowers.
spring showers? No. April showers,
Same
spring,
thing,
May
right?
flowers. Yeah, there you go. Similar.
right.
Savannah, thank you.
What a great Plan My Day video we had today from the Schlimgen family. Love to see those. We'd love you to share a video with us. Say your name, where you're at, and then upload it through the website, First Warn Weather app, Facebook Messenger, or email, and watch to see if you make it on the air.
Well, let's switch gears here. We're in the 608, looking ahead to the return of the terrace chairs at UW-Madison today.
Oh, it is, the unofficial start of, summer.
Yes.
Summer's just around the corner. Should be a holiday, in my opinion. I think we should petition our bosses, see if we can get a holiday, get a day off for a day like today.
Why not?
Josh Sprider's live on the terrace this morning. They're going to pull out those chairs pretty shortly here, won't they?
Hey, just over an hour away from the first chairs making their return to the terrace. The sun is shining this morning. It's a little chilly to start, but honestly, within the last couple of minutes, the sun feels like a dream right now. I think Shada Brenneman can agree. It's those little things on this return of the terrace chairs.
Exactly. And we're going to have a warm day coming up on Friday for a terrace chair return party. So lots to look forward to.
And you guys are making this a couple-day event because this is what it's all about. This is what we wait all winter long for.
This is what we do at the Wisconsin Union. We create moments for joy. So we have 1,000 events for you throughout the year. And this Friday is the terrace chair return party. And today the terrace chairs are coming back all day long, starting about 8 a.m.
You know, we have the brat stand behind us, and I was just thinking, boy, a brat for breakfast sounds pretty good at a day like today.
Doesn't it? Absolutely. We have 8 dining options inside and 2 seasonal dining options out here. So there's plenty to enjoy here. Something for everyone.
And when you come out here to the terrace and support these businesses here, this all goes back to your mission here at UW.
Exactly. So yes, you're having fun here. Yes, you're an amazing lakeside destination, but also you're supporting student leadership. Most of the events are open to everyone, but actually planned by students, some of whom get academic stipends for their work here. So you are supporting something incredible with that brat you're buying.
That is a win-win. Of course, you see all the tables out here. When can we expect those first chairs to make their appearance?
8 a.m. They're going to start arriving, so we're very excited. You can come by today and watch them all come back, and then come back for our terrace party on Friday, please.
And there obviously are so many chairs. This is quite the process. It takes a long time to get them back here.
It does. The tables came back over 2 days, 2 full days of staff from all over the Wisconsin Union working together to make that happen. And today it's going to be an all-day-long affair to bring back 2,000 chairs.
And this is obviously, I mean, we were talking, the anchors in the studio talking that this should be a holiday because this is huge. This is what pulls all the Madisonians out for the year.
Exactly, and visitors from all over the world. It's a really cool place, and it's amazing that it's part of so many people's lives.
So if people are interested, how can they know what's happening here at the Union? Because you guys have so many events happening all summer long.
There's so much. Visit terracesummer.com for everything, including our schedule of free music, free movies, outdoor recreation, and art events. You can find it all there.
Oh my gosh, what a beautiful morning, isn't it?
Absolutely. Thank you for spending it with us.
Yes, always. We wouldn't miss it here, guys. If you'd like to learn more about what's happening, I've placed links up on channel3000.com. This is the place to be. Today is day one. Again, that party kicks things off on Friday night. You can feel the excitement in the air. There's already been people out here kind of curious, checking things out. This is what we wait all winter long for, and I'm so excited that it's back.
We've earned it.
Yes.
We have earned it after a long winter. All right, Josh Breider, thanks, buddy. Good to talk to you. Tell the folks they're hi for us. You know, April is Stress Awareness Month, and a local entrepreneur recently opened a business where you can let it all out.
That's right. I got to try it out, and I'll show you how the business is providing some relief in a fun way. Take me out to the ball game.
For some people, it has already been a very challenging year.
What many people don't realize is that we carry a lot of stress and a lot of anger or rage or whatever bad emotions in our bodies.
No matter what you're facing, it's important to let go and let it all out.
And it's really important that we use different outlets to let out that stress, or it's just going to continue to build up and cause difficulties in our lives and affecting our families, our coworkers, and ultimately our community as a whole.
In March, Sarah Branch opened the doors to Crashbox Therapy in Fitchburg. Its purpose is to provide a therapeutic and fun way to release pent-up emotions.
Crashbox Therapy is a great place for working moms like me who sometimes just need some stress relief.
People can book online to book a smash session, and we have multiple packages where they can go from something small like a quick smash to something large like a crash smash box package, and that one includes big furniture items, and they'll just come in and break up or smash or throw things around.
She says the inspiration came from a client at her first business, Earthly Temptation and Wellness.
I'm always looking for other ways that people can help relieve their stress and frustration, and I just love building a strong community.
When you're done with your session, it's required that you take at least 10 minutes to unwind. You can do so by just relaxing or journaling about your experience.
I did take my time, my 10 minutes to unwind and just reflect a little bit. That was the first time I've ever done something like that before. So it was different. You know, it does take some of the tension out of your shoulders. And yeah, just a different way to let it all out instead of, you know, letting it out on others. So there it is.
That's why you're all loose and relaxed this morning.
No, I am never like that. No, I'm usually pretty easy to get along with.
Absolutely, 100%.
Yes, but there it is. If you need just a little getaway, there it is.
Sprint is next. If you have a little kid turning 3 soon. 6:54, time for the morning sprint.
New this morning, the State Journal reports a federal judge in Madison has barred the Trump administration from deporting an international student from UW-Madison. The judge also says the Trump administration could not take legal action against him as a result. The student had his visa terminated April 4th, just weeks before graduation. The student is one of 40 in the UW system to see his visa terminated.
The search for the missing boater on the Wisconsin River will continue today. Dells police say that search conditions have been improving, but water temperatures are not quite warm enough to increase the likelihood of recovering the body of the missing Chicago man. The search has shifted toward further southern parts of the Wisconsin River.
The condition of a 19-year-old shot in the face in Stoughton is now stable. Investigators say someone shot the teen Monday while he was sitting in a car. The car's driver left the scene, stopping on East Main Street. Authorities have not released a description of the shooter.
The FDA warning of fake Ozempic, saying it could pose a safety risk. Take a look at these numbers on your screen. They are oh so important in all this. The labels on the counterfeit products have the real lot number that you see on your screen. They also have a fake serial number. If the real lot number is coupled with that fake serial number, the product is counterfeit and should not be used.
The Trump administration is facing new warnings from a federal judge as it refused to bring home a man they mistakenly deported to a prison in El Salvador. The judge says every day he's in prison is another day of irreparable harm. Today, Maryland Senator Chris Van Hollen is hoping to meet with the Salvadorian president about the fate of the man.
Well, temperatures are off to a chilly start right now, but we are going to see temperatures rise to about 60. We'll have some sunshine, but later in the day, clouds, and then a lot of chances for storms Thursday, Friday. I think Easter, the morning right now looks to be dry, but later in the day, we could see some isolated showers and storms.
All right, lots to track there. Savannah, thank you.
We're back in 30 minutes.